An icon of the sport, Paul Bunyan's axe stands tall as the prize for the game we have today. A battle that puts the spotlight on these two great institutions as we wait to see who will walk out with a sharp piece of hardware. Welcome to Huntington Bank Stadium, home to the Minnesota Golden Gophers. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Minnesota's offense comes onto the field first today. The games etched in the lore of this rivalry are typically tight last-second field goals and the like, but Wisconsin wanted a blowout a year ago.
Yeah, the Badgers grabbed that axe and bludgeoned the Gophers a year ago. Just beat them down. They know that. They've heard about it, and they've talked about it all year long. That's not something you forget. Palmer, you know that taste in your mouth, and you will do anything to get it out.
They want to do it again, too. We talked to some of these Wisconsin players. They said running out onto the field, grabbing the axe, and holding it up high was one of the best moments of their careers. And the fact that they won the game is in a convincing fashion and as dominant as they did, they want to do that again here today.
Motion from the wideout. Back to throw, it's Coffee. Makes the grab. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang.
And on the slant route, I love the location of the throw by the quarterback. He's not making it difficult on his receiver. He's putting the football out in front, hitting his receiver right in the face mask and making it easy for him.
They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. Catch in the middle, it's Tompkins. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. What a nice job to get through your progressions and find your man open on the drag.
And you can't do that without good protection up front by the offensive line, giving you a little bit of time. And you're right, the QB had time, saw the matchups, finally saw that drag come open, completes the strike, gets the first down.
Motion from the back. Looking downfield on first down. Fires downfield. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the first down.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
And the Golden Gophers are on the move. Running back searching for a hole. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Golden Gophers kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. To the ground. He's got it again. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
This drive facing a little adversity on 2nd and 11. Looking to pass. It's Coffee. Oh, they're after him. Makes the grab. He steps out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Minnesota!
We know a lot of offenses like to script their opening 10 plays going into games. They practice it over and over and over again throughout the week, and you just saw flawless execution on the opening drive by the offense. A nice job mixing in pass and run, getting different guys involved here early. They cap it off with a nice run late, but what a great job to take control of this game. And the offense, they've got it moving now.
So Wisconsin's offense will go to work for the first time. Last time we saw these guys, it was a rather forgettable experience for this quarterback. He turned the football over, he got sacked, just not a good day at all, Jesse.
Well, the defense was able to rattle him. They hit him often. They hit him early. They got sacks on him, and then he started feeling it. His eyes came down. He started floating the ball over the middle of the field and putting it into trouble and got picked off. So it's important in this one, David. Up front, they do a better job of helping him stay on his feet to get into a rhythm.
The best quarterbacks in the history of the game, when you continue to hit them, they become very human, and they start to rush their thought process. So he got hit early, and he got hit often last week, and that's why they lost. Position one, objective number one today. Protect him, keep him upright, let him get some confidence.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Lets it fly on the move. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you can tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
On third and long, try to convert through the air. He's got it down the left side. And the defense was on its heels after that long completion. The Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. To the ground with the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Heaves it deep. Hits him in stride at the 10. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top. And the Badgers trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. Wide receiver comes in motion. Quarterback keeper. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Badgers!
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
And they tacked on the extra point.
Number 17, set to kick this one away.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Oh, he's got some space. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the offense. Might as well give it to him again. This axe means so much to both Minnesota and Wisconsin. But, Jesse, my question is, have you ever used an axe?
Improperly, and I almost chopped off my ankle once upon a time. You know, in Canada, we have to use axes quite often. We have fireplaces and it gets very cold. But not like this axe right here. None as valuable or as important to thousands and thousands and thousands of people the way that Paul Bunyan's axe is.
They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
And offensively, I love running these drag routes. I mean, these are the routes that, whether it's zone, whether it's man, they're so successful. It's just about seeing what the defense is doing and getting it to them in open space. Nice job. The wide receiver has some space after the catch, able to go make extra yards. Nice pitch and catch.
They're trying to run the ball on 1st down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Coffee. Grabbed over the middle, it's Tompkins.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding, I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the 1st down.
While we're only only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat lines. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32.
I like the quarterback making the decision quickly. I'm going to give it. I'm not going to throw the football off the RPO and just let my back get some positive yards. You're getting 5+ yards. That is a great job by the offense. Continue to stick with it.
Not much there on the run. He gets one to the 31. These old rivals have gone at it for a long time. First meeting way back in 1890. It is the most played rivalry at the highest level of college football.
Yeah, you're right, Reese. And even though this game hasn't always had national championship implications or Heisman Trophy implications necessarily, this game defines what's so great about college football. It's the rivalries, right? You don't have to be necessarily a fan of either of these two schools, but appreciating the history, I think, is what makes this game so unique.
Yeah, and the trophy games are so fun. Just to watch the teams react at the end. And they know, starting this game off, one of them is going to run across the field and get an enormous axe. How flippin' cool is that?
Dropping back, it's Coffee. Pocket breaking down. Can't make the grab, in this offense, which has been brilliant this season on third down, doesn't convert this time. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. And this field goal attempt will be a 48-yarder and not straight on from the left side. Splits the uprights, it's good. And with that, they've taken the lead.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
You'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that. The give from the gun. Breaks the tackle. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to... So then getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that end route.
Wants to go up top on first down. He tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Badgers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They go to the draw. He never had a chance on the draw. Tackled almost as soon as he got the ball.
A lot of times those draw plays are successful when those defensive linemen run up the field, rush the quarterback, create some holes. Not this time. The defensive line did a really good job understanding that, seeing the draw play, getting the running back, getting his butt on the ground.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball. And the Badgers will call on their punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
To the air. It's Coffee. Under fire. Hauls it in. Still running at the 40. There he goes. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. You look to be backed up, and then suddenly you're not. Big play has them across the 50, and they'll have it 1st and 10. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
And one of the things I love about this defense is their speed. And they knew coming into the game that they were going to see quarterback run. But that time they had him all bottled up, and they were able to use their speed to make him go east and west and run him out of bounds. Not a great game.
They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure. The quarterback gets hit. Just now on the same page with his target.
Motion from the wide receiver. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Tompkins. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. And the Golden Gophers are rolling down the field. You always hear run the route deep enough to get the 1st down, but if you don't, you better fight your way there, and he did.
Yeah, nice job. And listen, catch the football, understand 4th and short, the situation, and then go get that 1st down. Don't dilly-dally. Don't try to make a home run play. Get past the sticks. Nice job of understanding that situation.
The Golden Gophers will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. 1st and goal for the offense. They'll try to get it in with the run. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. 2nd and goal for the offense. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Wide receiver going in motion. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Golden Gophers!
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play. It's a draw. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Looking down the middle. Tight end getting vertical. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down. Timeout called by the defense. It's their 1st of the half as they'll make some adjustments. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Looking to throw on 1st down. Under fire. Got his man. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. The Badgers with the 1st and 10. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Now on 1st down from the 28. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. Really need to find a productive play this time on 2nd and long. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Fires to the big fella. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28. Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. In trouble and got rid of it. Finds his big tight end. The chains will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Touchdown, Wisconsin! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And that was a really big score here at the end of the first half, just for their confidence and their momentum. They're obviously still losing right now on the scoreboard, but you had the feeling something positive had to happen here at the end of the first half for them to go in at halftime, regroup, and come out in the second half now trying to build on that successful drive offensively.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Back to pass, it's Coffee. Trying to get behind the defense. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Might be changing the route. Wants to throw on 1st down. He fires to the left side. Can't make the connection. Incomplete pass, and 1 second remains.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the first half, they're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one. Downfield completions are going to be tough to come by.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellas, Paul Bunyan's axe on the line, and already Minnesota and Wisconsin have given us some stirring moments. And talk about a first half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis, and through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Minnesota and Wisconsin plays out.
Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for.
You know, as a defensive back, you want to force the quarterback to make plays way outside, towards the sideline. That's a long throw. It requires a lot of arm strength and a lot of touch at the same time. Great job forcing the play out wide, making the big interception.
Got enough for the first. He's now up to 77 yards on the ground as he gets closer and closer to that magical 1,000-yard mark for the season. Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. Right back to the well. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
And the Golden Gophers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He's got him still on his feet. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. With the run on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Minnesota!
Well, this offense has been physical. They came out in this game with a lot of pride and the ability up front and the belief that they can block people and get it done. They are dominating this defense. 3 rushing touchdowns now in the game.
And he puts through the extra point. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. Pulled and finds his man on the left. Breaks into the open. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. 1st down here for the offense. They think there's room to run to the right here. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. The pull and throw off the RPO. Gets it to the 46-yard line. 1st down for this offense. And the Badgers come to the line with a new set of downs.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Of his
intercepted, big play, stops the drive. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
Coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
They'll move the wide receiver. Off play action on 1st down. Fires left. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
So now it's 2nd and long. The give to the back. Knocked down at the 29 after a pickup of 4. It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, it's Coffee. Gets it out fast. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
Yeah, and that was tough on the DB, right? He's trying to cover the receiver on a drag route, running back over the middle of the field. You're trying to avoid all the linebackers, all the congestion. He just couldn't stay with them long enough, and as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
They'll go right back to it. They get him stopped after a 2-yard gain. Ball's at the 17.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read. Read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Got it in the middle. It's Tompkins. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! And fellas, I tell you, the Gophers are starting to give the Badgers the business end of that axe.
Yes, they are, Reese. I tell you what, the Gophers taking the lead in this rivalry game late in the ball game. Palmer, they are set up with the way they're built. They're in a good spot.
Yeah, when you think back to all the great games in this rivalry between these two schools, it usually comes down to the team that's the most physical. And so far here, it's been the Gophers being physically dominant in the trenches.
We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Going to the running game. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. They'll move the tight end. From the back gets to give. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
We've reached the break. It's Minnesota holding the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. 1 more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. After swapping into the field, they gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on 3rd down. He lobs one high down the left side. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. The Badgers will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Throws to the wideout. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Well, the linebacker's playing zone coverage, and he's just watching the QB's eyes to see where he's going to go with the football, and the eyes take him to the ball. He's able to swat it away. Great play on defense.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Coffee. Snagged in the middle, it's Tompkins. He's got 1st down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
And they found the big fella again, and they found him early and often today. They featured him here in the 4th quarter. Still time left in this football game. I imagine he's going to still continue to get the football thrown his way.
This time they'll go to the running game. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances. And that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock. And they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Zings it complete to the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball...
Turning it on! Forced out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 34. The Golden Gophers are moving quickly down the field. They'll leave it with the lone back. He works his way down to the 30-yard line before he stopped, a gain of 3.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Makes the grab on the left. He's loose. Wrestled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going. When you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. And the Golden Gophers pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Slams ahead. Touchdown, Minnesota! And the pummeling has started. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Palmer.
And I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back. These guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Reads it, fires complete. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Here's the deal. You're down with 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
No reason to panic when you see those extra bodies coming. Just find the big tight end.
Well, and the great ones do that. I think the great ones are okay. You want to blitz? I know my answers. I'm all right. I'll stay patient. Find the matchup. This time it was the tight end. Finds the tight end, throws a strike, gets the first down.
Offense gets set for second down. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. Line getting set on second down. Wants to keep it in the air. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. He stopped just short of midfield. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 48. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Somehow fits it into that traffic. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. And the Badgers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Back to pass on second down. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. The Badgers have it with a 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Here's the pressure. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. And the Badgers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, he'll throw it. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Badgers! He found some open space and turned on the Jets. So much about the passing game is about timing, execution, communication, and these two, that's a virtual textbook there.
And no doubt about it. And the receiver making plays for his quarterback, being dependable, running the route to the right depth consistently, does a great job running his route. Great result because of it.
Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. He's looking to pass. Setting up the screen. He's not going to make it in, and the decision to go for two does not work out. The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
And this is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Getting ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened today. It seemed like everything he was dialing today, David, ended up working out.
No doubt. They put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win. On to next week.
They've got it inside the 30 at the 28. First down. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
Off the bootleg and rolling out. Throws to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place. And that time, they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. The kicker will try to punch one through from 41 yards away. Between the uprights, it's good. And that lead grows even bigger.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Looking downfield on first down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Second down, they'll go to the air. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. The offense will use a timeout. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds left. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Timeout called by the offense. We have 18 seconds left.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and it makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
Unloads to the wideout. Makes a grab past the marker. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. The defense uses a timeout, and we are down to 11 seconds left to play. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Wants to go up top on first down. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and get into the...
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Played till the final whistle. It falls incomplete, and that's the ball game. And so in this old-school, heated Big Ten rivalry, Paul Bunyan's axe will be headed to Minnesota as the Gophers outlast the Badgers. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.